Your front privileged access to the secrets they have attempted to hear. We reveal the unsaid decoding. The concealed messages and reveal the tales that don't make the news if you're prepared to explore the you're in the shadows of power and celebrity. Hit the appropriate spot, such as sharing with a friend who should listen to this and have fun the video, since what's about to happen is nothing less than startling. So let's get into the Diddy trial's second week just launched, and guess who's at last speaking up? Justin. Yes, Bieber has taken a break. Bravely stood up and confronted Sean Diddy Combs' names. A new public declaration just fell and is already leaking. Everything is speaking out and naming names. Stars and drawing back the curtain what actually transpired behind closed doors. That prosecutors recently revealed numerous receipts that provide concrete proof of Diddy to an A-list celebrity crew, and this revelation demonstrates that he wasn't operating the business alone. He had a large backup over time. Some of the largest and the game's most potent names were assisting Diddy in concealing the truth. They weren't merely quiet. They were hiding. The pressure is on now for him, and there. Everyone is being pulled straight into the flames. By Kanye West, Michael B. Jordan, and others at Sean, celebrities were mentioned by name. Jury selection for Diddy Combs' trial in on May 5, the mogul sex trial began. NBC News provides a potential report from New York. The jury was presented with a list of over 100 names of individuals and locations that might be cited during the trial, such as Mike Myers, Michael B. Jordan, and Kanye West, the rapper. While the celebrities named above are not involved in the case, the jury were asked if they were aware of any of the names on the list and if it would affect their capacity for objectivity. As per the lawyers for the outlet did not provide in justification for the list of prosecutors just presented the jury with an astounding list. There are more than 100 names, and we're not speaking with strangers. This list is crowded with A-list stars, and each and every one of them will be mentioned during Justin's trial. Bieber speaking out about the ordeal following months of conjecture regarding his representative's one-time connection, saying to E.T., "Even though Justin is not one of the victims of Sean Combs, are people who were actually injured by taking attention away from this reality undermines the fairness of these victims." Deserve Bieber's dubious relationship with online. Diddy is showing interest in the rap-foring and racking mogul's indictment charges that he disputes garnered media attention. When the general public is supporting Cassie, Hollywood is portraying a distinct role. Game behind the scenes of closed doors. It appears that the sector is just take a peek at Kanye West riding for Puffy. He has already demonstrated whose side he is truly on, and this is the most outrageous part. Some of these celebrities are working in the background, attempting to pull threads behind the scenes and have Trump pardon Diddy. Sure you yes, they are working hard for I received a political favor to save him. It is nice that I haven't received a Lamborghini. However, when will that happen? We spoke about Lamborghini yesterday when he spent a day or two driving the Lamborghini too, and he was able to enter the residence. He is aware that he shouldn't discuss his actions in relation to Big Brother Puff on national TV. Oh, it seems not everyone is interested in everything. All of this occurs as Bieber's fans are concerned about the singer's unpredictable concern-raising social media posts this week. Following a week, the Believers inquire as to what he has been spotted in the background of the Justin's team had recently broken. It's for the first time since Diddy quiet was struck with Justin's charge representatives. Bieber has made a declaration, and it's got people talking about them. Diddy did not personally assault Justin. However, he is undoubtedly aware of something sinister was taking place in the background, and he's standing alongside anyone who has the courage to come on. But this is what's getting worse. Justin's eyebrows never refuted the abuse occurred, and he didn't dispute it. Claim the reason since, in his heart, he is aware that the things he witnessed were real. He heard things that weren't made up. Justin hasn't revealed all the details yet. However, he's obviously telling people that the truth is even more repulsive than everyone imagined. he currently has 48 hours. With Diddy, he and his son are experiencing life's greatest moments like, you're aware of where we hang out. And what we're doing, well, we really can't reveal, but it's unquestionably a 15. The dream of a year-old, been granted custody of him, as you are aware, it to Usher, and I had him sign it. Usher's legal guardianship when and how I did his first record, as you are aware. I'm not too sure about Usher's debut album. Are not legally his guardians, but he's with me for the next 48 hours, thus yes, and we're going to go all out. Crazy Justin was 13 at the time of Usher's took him into the attention. However, the twist is that it wasn't only Usher is acting through his label, Lefis. Diddy was in charge of records. Influence for the entire period after Justin was signed, but Usher didn't hold him near. Gave him to Diddy, but this is the oddly enough, Diddy wasn't his boss. Wasn't directing his professional life, he wasn't even formally engaged in his growth thus. The crucial query is the reason Diddy was granted such extensive access to first of all, Justin, what sort of did he actually have anything to say about pull? This arrangement simply isn't comfortable and people are now asking for answers, Guy. Good, I'm doing well. How are you, young? Everything is going well, selling out, brother. Venues and all of it beginning to act. Distinct, huh? You haven't been phoning me and spending time together as we used to hang out, but you haven't you made an effort to contact I am aware of you via all of my understand relationships and other things, but I never truly received my number, thus yes, he did. Did he utilize Justin to obtain near other famous people and worse supposedly circulate him around the elite whispering in circles about what actually happened down has existed for years, according to some, when Diddy crossed lines with Justin that are serious and correct at about the same moment, Justin began spinning out of control and getting into problems and displaying indications that something was really, don't go back out at any point. I'm afraid, sir. I truly apologize for that, Harry. How much I believe it cost me, oh my god old video is now beginning to reappear. Videos of Justin and Diddy having a good time seeming strained and obviously the vibe in those videos is unsettling. Office workers are now paying more attention to examining and pondering, was something deeper, what's behind those smiles from Hollywood? Justin has made his voice heard. Evident that Usher didn't only let him down, he harmed his career, according to insiders deep Usher only signed, which is the cause. As a personal favor to Diddy, Justin was having trouble locking him in at the moment, but after Justin entered the room Usher immediately turned him over to Diddy and that choice altered over the years. Justin has made some significant efforts to sever connections, he's utterly separated himself from both in addition to Diddy and Usher. He even declined Usher's request to play it. He's gone all the way to the Super Bowl. In order to avoid them, Usher was crucial to the beginning of your career. What relevance does that have to this lawsuit, Mr. Dow? This is only for you. Attempting to intimidate the customer before you would ask me if you returned here. She will allow her to read back the inquiry. I appreciate your recollection. Is it accurate to say Ash was extremely continues to linger and that he has deep sadly, he has said clearly even now that currently, one of his main objectives is to safeguard aspiring artists entering that he doesn't want anybody else to attend the game. For me, what he did was difficult. Being so youthful and in the industry and unsure on where to go and all of your acquaintances are telling me they just turn around if you love me. Back to you shortly. So yes, it's I want her to know, so it's challenging. You are aware that she can rely on me, yet ultimately, I don't want to never I'm going to make myself be in relationship between you and her must be natural right, so I simply sort of let her do what she wants to do, and if she ever I'll be there for her if she needs me. Although he is still plagued by those memories. His substance abuse issues weren't simply crazy actions that were his method of ignoring the pressure, the anguish, and what he had to go through. So the narrative of young Justin illuminates a Hollywood may be distorted, to be honest, where new talent is encouraged to enter the lighting often without adequate protection, and regrettably, some families ignore it. As long as the funds continue to flow and they can't stop thinking about it. Actions they took, regardless of how they performed it while intoxicated or under the influence. Or whatever you sacrificed for your partner. Card that you must therapy, and that's what causes pain. Most of them, and as a result, they wind up on drugs, end up everywhere in an attempt to eliminate any guiding concepts, and that's what the company does for the ladies. That exchange their bodies in order to travel and obtain the position to the extent that their Oscar is with them, and they have their money, yet their goal remains unfulfilled. Their souls are not what they began with, therefore it's similar to accomplishing don't matter if I receive all the Nobel Prizes for all of this work, but I had to exchange everything in the process of my moral character to carry it out so that they can remain in situ. What are the advantages? D could not have pulled all of this off by itself. The industry is not designed to keep people like him safe. He was only allowed to maintain this because continuing unabated for a long time. Diddy's attempt to target Bieber, his method of attempting to reach Bieber was having a slightly predatory, after which Usher entered and found it, controlled him, and obtained possession of him and pledged to look following him, after which he sent him to the. Does Dlr seem like a decent man? Does that sound like a terrible nice person now that we are aware of Diddy's actually such as what sort ofing do you have to be able to take another boy with additional potential and include him in your location, so it doesn't have to be you? Additional Usher was previously aware of Diddy's. According to sources, Usher was Diddy brought him to his so-called puffy taste camp. As soon as Usher saw everything, he was aware of the bad side. What sort of activities did Diddy participate in? Particularly in regard to children, and despite this, Usher gave Justin over. That choice didn't simply shift. During his career, Justin was thrust into the same poisonous circle that began with Justin was ultimately drawn in by Usher. Additionally, you ought to go down there and meet this child. Is incredible right now when all these pecs emerge along with everything else. Are you the one with Bieber's enormous penis? Listen, show, says the brain behind that. Take off your enormous penis. And people arrive to such performances, or are you seated? Are you and him seated together and saying, yes, display it or keep it in your trousers? I'm asking if you sit him down and declare, look, part of this is PR, right? Hey! He does, incidentally, possess a brain of yes, on his own, but were you taken aback by the listen up, he has a huge penis. Independent judgment as to what he chooses to do with. He has the right to have his penis taking care of that part of his life. But I'm positive that someone was unrelated to the man behind Justin Bieber's intimate areas. Over the years, Justin has made subtle hints regarding his true circumstances. When one of the most significant clues arrived through his Yummy music video, that the video featured more than just a showy performance. There were a lot of symbolic viewers swiftly recognized images that appeared to criticize influential people, such as clues suggesting that Clive Davis may have been engaged in an unsettling activity. Even the Yummy advertisement caused some people to take notice. Justin utilized pictures of infants to send an audacious statement regarding how certain music executives consider no one to be off limits. In accordance with fans saw it as his method of illuminating an illumination of the world's sinister reality. Even the most innocent people are not safe. Wow, I feel like I've been violated right now. Again, lean against me, you smell wonderful. I would appreciate knowing how old you are. I'm 16 years old, and in about 2 weeks I'll be 17. I can't recall ever smelling that nice. That was awful, see? I was 16 at the time. Look at your eyes, you know. What a lovely face, all right. Now is the moment to you would prefer to appear nude on stage. Throughout one complete song per, Justin attempted to separate himself at one point from Diddy. Diddy would return immediately for him as though he was unable to return then. Diddy and Usher had a close hold over Justin's career, and he was unable to without them. He couldn't move. Tugging the threads in order to maintain control by securing your professional future, they notify you out front if you decide to leave us. No deals, no airplay, and you're done. Future, there's more than simply pressure. Justin's complete manipulation wasn't merely he was striving for freedom in order to endure in a sector that blacklists anyone who crosses the line, asking Bieber what's going on, as if I might called you and said, yeah, that was low, that was strange, it was strange they didn't pass Bieber, did they? The man was then squeezing him like, why don't you pick up your phone like you do? I don't have a video of me fingering, for example. He wasn't responding for a purpose, you know. I don't last because you, he said, took actions against me. Justin wasn't the only one enmeshed in Diddy's perverse, let's not forget, world. Cassie. Diddy began pursuing Cassie. He was an adult when she was only 19. In his 40s, being entangled with a teenager, and for some reason, no one in the industry criticized it, and it was handled similar to yet another celebrity liaison when it wasn't at all typical. Cassie has since declared after providing her testimony. She mentioned that the more she can recall, even if it hurts more, she's proud of gathered the courage to ultimately escape from the mistreatment and express her truth. Justin probably feels the same way. The agony is intense, yet the instant when you speak up, healing begins. That young child was nurtured and took that gullible young woman who desired to be a celebrity, who desired all of her aspirations that had to come real, and gave her medication, tablets, and food. Her drank wine and gave her food, including mushrooms. She never took prior to her thoughts up, then arrange her so that she faces the dawn. Richard, a former group member, Donady Kane, has revealed that strong evidence against Diddy. She disclosed that while working under his, she and the other members of her group were persistently harassed. Dawn claimed that Diddy will storm into their locker rooms without prior notice and went so far as to touch her unsuitably. She continued after that. Dawn said that she saw Diddy becoming combative and slapping out in ways that left all those in their vicinity. He was shaken. These aren't merely tales. Testimonies are piled on top of. Diddy joined the Combs group following Danny Kane's breakup, Dirty Money. During her testimony, she informed the jury that Combs struck Ventura with eggs in a skillet at his Los Angeles. Richard continued, I was afraid, at home in 2009. I was afraid to do anything for her. Richard's evidence in Combs' current trial takes place 8 months after she filed a lawsuit accusing the rapper of exposing her to years of cruel conditions of employment, which included false incarceration and groping assault. And even if more people are speaking up, one individual has yet to. Justin testified, which some people think is the cause, possibly just that he's still afraid after all of his experiences. Stepping, perhaps going back into that storm, could be more than he is prepared for. These hardships at any time come happen as you approach the trial date. Several things begin taking place to remove individuals from the case. Things will make the case stronger in support of the prosecution, and I believe we're currently witnessing that happen. With a man sex worker who comes around, supplied the feds with tapes, vanished, and this is comparable to what occurred in the instance of Tory Lane, where the guard's DNA was found on the weapon. He vanished. So I suppose observe a lot of odd events occur. I anticipate that the defense team will perform numerous actions to improve the perception of Combs, and I have been keeping an eye on that. Originate in Justin Bieber's shocking disclosures to the lengthy list of famous people caught up in this mess. It is trembling what is being revealed in court. The sector from the ground up, and prosecutors are only getting started. Are yelling and dragging receipts, and it will only go up next week. To become more irrational if you believe today's the drama was strong, so pay close attention because